Hey everyone, welcome back. How's it going? In this session, we are going to discuss some of the emerging technologies and trends which you're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years. So ये सब technologies आप already देख सकते हो या फिर इन पे बहुत ज़्यादा आजकल काम चल रहा है. So for your class 11th IP, these are the technology or trends that you need to focus on. AI or artificial intelligence, immersive experience, big data क्या होता है, Internet of Things, cloud computing, grid computing as well as blockchain. So we are going to cover all these things today in today's session. Before we begin, a quick introduction. My name is Aakash Singh. I graduated from IIT Bombay and I'm currently working as a software engineer in the artificial intelligence domain. So without wasting any time, let's just begin by talking about emerging trends. So let's move back to about 1800s. So 1800s में हम लोगों ने पोस्टल सिस्टम स्टार्ट किया था जहाँ पर आप एक से दूसरे लोगों तक पोस्ट भेज सकते थे या फिर लेटर्स भेज सकते थे. स्लोली एंड स्टडीली थोड़ी टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट्स हुई, जैसे आपने टाइपराइटर क्रिएट किया, टेलीफोन क्रिएट हुए, देन आपका वर्ल्ड वॉर आया, सो उसकी वजह से टेलीविज़न क्रिएट हुआ, रेडियो क्रिएट हुआ, इंटरनेट आया वर्ल्ड वॉर की वजह से, देन फाइनली कैमराज आ गए, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर्स एंड इवेंचुअली सेल फोन्स. सो ये जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट है ये एक साथ नहीं हुई थी, ये धीरे धीरे करके हुई थी. सो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1800s टू 2000s, it takes a lot of time for any technology to advance. सिमिलरली अगर आप आजकल देखोगे तो एलॉन मस्क ने न्यूरालिंक करके टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में डिस्कशन किया. सो विच इज़ अ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चिप जो आपके ब्रेन पे इम्प्लांट किया जाएगा and it can read your thoughts, and using that chip you can control the apps on your phone and other things around you. So these are the emerging trends that you can figure out in the near future. But emerging trends का मतलब क्या होता है? State of the art technologies, which means the latest technologies which kind of gain popularity and set a new trend among users. सो आजकल आप जितनी भी टेक्नोलॉजीज देख रहे हो, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि सारी की सारी सक्सेसफुल होने वाली है, हो सकता है कुछ फेल हो जाए. सो द एग्जाम्पल आई गेव यू इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द सेशन, जहाँ पर हम लोगों ने देखा कि टाइपराइटर से मोबाइल फ़ोन्स क्रिएट हुए, फिर इंटरनेट आया एंड सो ऑन. दीज वर नॉट द ओनली टेक्नोलॉजीज विच वर क्रिएटेड एट दैट टाइम. बहुत सारी दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजीज भी थी बट वो सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुई. So we will discuss about a couple of emerging technologies. The first one and the most important one of those is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as the name suggests, it is intelligence, but it is not natural. Natural intelligence होती है humans के पास. But when you create something artificial that can think like a human, that can make decisions like a human, we call it artificial intelligence. Example, so आपने अगर iPhone देखा होगा, उसमें hey Siri का ऑप्शन आता है. You can talk to Siri, you can say please set my alarm for 7 a.m. or maybe please play my favorite song. ये सब चीज़ें ऑटोमेटिकली आप सिर्फ बोल के करवा सकते हो किसी भी फ़ोन के साथ. सिमिलरली इफ़ यू लुक एट गूगल, व्हेन यू स्टार्ट टाइपिंग, अगर आपने कोई भी स्पेलिंग एरर किया, गूगल ट्राइज टू सजेस्ट यू कि दिस इज़ रॉन्ग स्पेलिंग, यू कैन गो फॉर द राइट वन. सो ये जो टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं, दे आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. नॉट ओनली हे सिरी एंड गूगल. इफ़ यू लुक एट योर इंस्टाग्राम ऐप, इफ़ यू लुक एट यूट्यूब, ट्विटर, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, all of them are using artificial intelligence in one way or the other. For example, आपका जो Instagram है, it uses the system of recommendation engines. अगर आपने for example फुटबॉल की फ़ोटो लाइक की है और मे बी आपने बॉलीवुड की फ़ोटो लाइक की है, it will automatically start suggesting you photos which have this content in them. Similarly, if you know about Snapchat can create filters. आप अगर अपना फेस देखोगे उस पर फिल्टर्स लगा सकते हो, उस पर एक्स्ट्रा चीज़ें ऐड कर सकते हो. एंड ऑल्सो दीज डेज देयर इज ऑल्सो समथिंग नोन एज AI स्नैपचैट, जिससे आप बात कर सकते हो. दैट इज ऑल्सो एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. सो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज़ अ वेरी बिग फील्ड. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में आपने सिर्फ यही चीज़ें देखने वाले हो, बहुत सारी डिफरेंट चीज़ें होती हैं. सो वन ऑफ द सबसेट ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज मशीन लर्निंग. मशीन लर्निंग, as the name suggests, machine starts to learn new things. How does the machine learn? With the use of data. आप जितना ज़्यादा डेटा मशीन को फीड करोगे, मशीन उतनी ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट होती रहेगी. एंड बाय द Why I say intelligent? Intelligent means machines can learn on their own and they can also make decisions on their own, just like a human does. So जब आप किसी भी मशीन को डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हो, ज़रूरी नहीं है मशीन हो, इट कैन बी अ कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम एज वेल, बट इन द टर्मिनोलॉजी वी काइंड ऑफ यूज मशीन लर्निंग. सो आप डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हो उस मशीन को, उसको ट्रेन करते हो, एंड देन यू कैन टेस्ट द मशीन ऑल्सो इफ इट्स वर्किंग फाइन, उसकी एक्यूरेसी 90% आई है और मे बी 95% आई है, कैन यू यूज दिस मशीन इन द रियल वर्ल्ड और नॉट. सो वंस यू टेस्ट एंड ट्रेन these machines can start making predictions about unknown data, उस डेटा के ऊपर जो उन्होंने पहले नहीं देखा है. The biggest example is face recognition. So mostly all of the phones have facial recognition systems now. So क्या होता है when you buy a new phone, you try to set the screen lock by using facial recognition. तो फोन क्या करेगा, आपके फेस को वो रीड करने का ट्राई करेगा. हाउ डज इट रीड योर फेस? सो इट tries to create points on your face like this and tries to measure distance between them. And since all humans have different faces, it is very rare कि आपका फेस किसी और के पास हो. सो ये जो डिस्टेंस है, बहुत सारे डिस्टेंस होते हैं, सारे अलग होते हैं सारे फेसेस के लिए. सो वंस यू ट्रेन योर फोन with the data of the distance on your face, it can start to detect कि it is you or not. If for example, if someone else tries to use your phone, these distances will be different. And your phone will say, no, this is not the owner of the phone. I will not unlock it. So this is how machine learning works and this is how facial recognition works. Artificial intelligence के अंदर एक और चीज़ होती है, natural language processing. And not only machine learning, natural language processing, there are a lot of other things. But for the purpose of your IP subject, हम लोग सिर्फ यही चीज़ें कवर करेंगे. So natural language processing. How do we understand it? Natural language is the language which humans speak or write. It is not necessary that Hindi, English, Spanish here. It can be any language which humans understand. So generally all the language which humans speak. Processing means when an artificially intelligent system can understand human speech. जब एक सिस्टम अंडरस्टैंड कर सकता है कि ह्यूमन क्या बोलना चाहता है या फिर क्या बोल रहा है, that system is known as a natural language processing system. So simply speaking, humans and computers के बीच में आप बातचीत कर सकते हो, not by using binary. Binary होता है 0 and 1, the language which computer speaks. But no, if you want to contact or talk with a computer, you can use human spoken languages such as Hindi or English. So इस टेक्नोलॉजी को हम लोग natural language processing बोलते हैं. What is the use of NLP? First of all, आप text to speech convert कर सकते हो या फिर speech to text convert कर सकते हो. I hope all of you have used it. If not, you can try out Google speech to text. So आप जो भी बोलोगे वो आपके words में convert हो जाएगा. How is it useful? It can be used in automated customer service. For example, you ordered something from Amazon. Now that item is damaged. You call up Amazon and you will not hear a human at first. You will hear an artificial voice, an electronic voice which asks you what is your problem, what is your customer ID, what is your address, and so on. So you are not talking to a human directly. You're talking to a automated customer service. So these are a couple of examples of NLP. So that was about artificial intelligence. Now let's go into some more interesting things, जैसे immersive experiences. So earlier when we used to play video games, the graphic quality was very bad. We used to play on 480p or maybe 720p. These days we have 1080p gaming, we have 4K gaming, but these are not generally enough. If you want to improve the experience of any game or any movie, you might have seen 3D movies. It looks like the picture is coming out of the screen, right? So immersive experience are kind of technologies like 3D movies जिससे आप चीज़ों को much more realistic बना सकते हो and much more engaging बना सकते हो. So इसके दो types होते हैं. First is augmented reality, second is virtual reality. You might face a difficulty in differentiating between the two. So augmented या फिर augment का मतलब होता है change, virtual का मतलब होता है not real. So this is the English language meanings of both. So augmented reality में हम लोग reality को थोड़ा सा change कर देते हैं. For example, if you have used Snapchat में आप filters देखोगे. So filters रियलिटी में आपका फेस चेंज नहीं करते हैं, दे जस्ट चेंज योर फेस ऑन द स्क्रीन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट नाउ अ डॉग हैज़ अ spectacles filter on, right? So these spectacles are not real, but you can see them on the phone screen. So this is actually changing the reality, but on a screen. Similarly, there is another example. For example, you go to a trip to Shimla, right? Now in Shimla, you do not know a lot of places. What do? You take out your phone, you open the camera, and you point out to the market. With the help of augmented reality, all the hotels will be marked like this, all the cafes will be marked, all the restaurants will be marked, all the bus stations will be marked. This can be done with the help of augmented reality. क्या होता है, कैमरा पता लगाएगा कि आपके आसपास एरिया कौन सा है. This is also known as location based augmented reality. It will look at the picture and it will try to label it, right? So कैसे होता है ये, sensors and cameras use होता है जिससे आप अपने environment के साथ interact कर सकते हो. You can click on this hotel icon, you can look at the rates, you can look at the availability. Over here also you can change the filters, you can change the color of the spectacles. So this type of immersive experience is known as augmented reality. Next type of immersive experience is virtual reality. So this is completely unreal or virtual. So क्या होता है, you for this you need to wear a headset like this, जिससे आपकी पूरी आंखें कवर हो जाएंगी, आपकी ears कवर हो जाएंगे, and you will be able to see only these graphics in front of you, and you will also be able to interact with it. So kind of sensors आप हाथ में डाल सकते हो, अपने सर के ऊपर डाल सकते हो, जिसकी वजह से आप ऐसे गेम्स भी खेल सकते हो. So it is a three-dimensional computer-generated situation that simulates the real world. Obviously, you cannot feel it, but you can interact with it. Right? So we saw two technologies, AI and then immersive experience. Now, third type of emerging trend is big data. Simply speaking, there is a lot of data on the internet. Right now, if you look at YouTube, how many videos do you guess YouTube has? If I had to guess, about 3 billion videos, which is a lot of data. So this is just about YouTube. There are so many other sites like Instagram, Wikipedia, Netflix, LinkedIn, your Play Store, App Store. How do you store such data? How do you understand such data? So उस इतने सारे डेटा को हम लोग बिग डेटा बोलते हैं. So to give you an example, let's imagine your school, right? Let's imagine a simple school which has 1 or 2 floors, right? So just remove all the children, remove all the furniture, all the teachers, and fill the entire school with hard drives, a 1 TB hard drive, और अपने स्कूल को उससे फिल कर दो. The amount of data that can be stored in your school is generated each day on the internet. So this is humongous amount of data. You cannot even fathom कि ये data कितना ज़्यादा. So you cannot process this data. You cannot analyze it. Even though it is very valuable, you can derive many insights from the data. It cannot be processed and analyzed because it is kind of unstructured. How do you process images? How do you process videos? So जो आप video calls करते हो अपने friends के साथ, आप WhatsApp पे chats करते हो, it is kind of an unstructured data. So all this data together is called big data. So it has a few characteristics. You don't have to remember them, but try to understand. Big data की volume बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. It is enormous in nature. And because of that, you cannot open the big data in any Excel sheet or any database management software or such. इसकी velocity भी बहुत होती है. Per day, I gave you an example, so much data is generated. So अगर आपने सिर्फ आज का ही डेटा देखा, it will be so much to process that it will take you about a month with the highest end machines to process all of it. So ये सिर्फ एक दिन का था. What if you have a data of 1 week? So the velocity is quite fast and it is ever increasing. It does not stop. Third is variety. You can find semi-structured data. You can find text, images, videos, web pages. Veracity matlab trustworthiness of data. For example, there are so many fake websites which does not have any real data, right? We have fake news. There are so many articles which are fake. So we cannot know which data is true and which data is false. So this refers to the trustworthiness of data. Finally, the value. So big data की value होती भी है नहीं भी होती है. For example, there is a lot of garbage outside the cities, right? Let's talk about electronic garbage. So अगर आप ऊपर से देखोगे, it is kind of a waste. But all the electronic chips, all the electronic computers have some kind of precious metals in them. Gold हो सकता है, silver हो सकता है. So in order to extract insights from the data, you need to invest a lot of money. So that's why big data has value. Next up is robotics. We all have heard about robots. We know what they are. So robots सिर्फ चलने फिरने वाले machines नहीं होते हैं which look like humans. They're actually programmable machines, which means you can change their function. For example, if you have a robot whose sole aim is to fill petrol in your car, you can reprogram it to clean your car as well. So a robot does a series of actions autonomously or semi-autonomously. What does it mean? It means it can think on its own, or it can take the help of humans to do some work. How does a robot work? Obviously they have sensors and they have actuators. Actuators क्या होता है? For example, if we have a Mars rover, right? यहाँ पर इसके joints होते हैं जैसे humans में joints होते हैं. So these joints are moved by machines called actuators. So some examples where robots are used, obviously Mars rover, house cleaning robots like these. So once you leave these robots at your home, they will clean everything that comes in their way. We have drones जो photography के लिए use होते हैं, which can also be used for security. We also have army drones. Also humanoid robots which can talk like humans, which can walk like humans, also jump and play. Next emerging trend is the Internet of Things. We all know what internet is. We have phone, mobile, tablets, we have PCs, and they're all interconnected with each other, right? So this interconnected network of devices, electronic devices, is known as the internet. What does Internet of Things mean now? So यहाँ पर सिर्फ आपके devices नहीं है, but आपकी चीजें हैं, actual real life things. For example, we can see in new cars, your new cars are connected to the internet. You can control the car using your phone. You have your smart watches which connect to the internet. आपके airplanes भी internet से connected होते हैं. आपके houses, आपके doors, आपके mobile phones. So these things can connect to each other, and this network of things is known as Internet of Things. For example, you are out shopping and आपने अपने microwave में popcorn रखे हैं, but there is no one to switch it on. So 15 minutes before you reach home, you open your phone, you go to the microwave app, you say start microwave. So what happens? Your microwave automatically starts. How? Because your microwave is connected to the internet, and internet के through आपके phone से signal गया है microwave तक. So you can control the things remotely. You can change some settings. For example, if you want to change the temperature of your AC from outside, you can do that using Internet of Things. So all these things have different apps. मोबाइल फ़ोन के लिए एक ऐप होगा, आपके माइक्रोवेव के लिए एक ऐप होगा, आपकी कार के लिए ऐप होगा. So instead of having multiple apps for multiple things, we try to combine it and have a single interface known as Web of Things. Next up is sensors. So when we watch a movie on a phone, or probably if you watch YouTube on your phone, you tend to turn your phone sideways, right? So how does your phone know कि आपने phone sideways किया है? So it has sensors within it. Another example is Snapchat. If you use Snapchat, you can see कि आपकी कार की जो स्पीड है, आपकी प्लेन की स्पीड है, या फिर आपने भागने की जो स्पीड है, वो आपके स्क्रीन पे आप फिल्टर के थ्रू लगा सकते हो. How is all this possible? So there are kind of sensors which do these things. They convert physical data into electronic data. So these sensors are very useful in the Internet of Things, and they're also used in real world applications. For example, if you have a pressure sensor, right, and you're within a submarine, so if the submarine goes deeper, your pressure sensor will register that and it will give you a warning that submarine is going too deep. Or for example, if you have a gyroscope sensor which tells you that if you're speeding up, if you're deaccelerating, what is your speed. All these sensors are devices that monitor and observe elements in real life, and finally they convert into data which can be processed by different other electronic devices. Let's look at the concept of smart cities now. Again, we have smartphones, we have smart devices. They all can connect with each other, they can connect to the internet. Smart cities का concept भी same है. Let's say we have a new building which is being constructed. इसके अंदर एक system होगा जो internet से connect कर सकता है. It can also connect to other buildings. It is just like a building has its own CPU, right? What is the use of it? For example, if nearby building catches fire, that building will send a signal to this building for help. Or maybe if there is an earthquake, all the buildings will connect with each other to see that there is an earthquake. Let's alarm all the citizens. So this is about the buildings. There can also be bridges. Bridges के अंदर भी systems लगे हो सकते हैं to check if the pressure on the road is changing, or maybe is it raining or not. Similarly, आपके drains में भी आप same system लगवा सकते हो. It will tell you if the drain is blocked, if the drain is running well, if the rain is too much. All these things are powered by central computers. ठीक है, आपके हर एक आर्किटेक्चर के अंदर एक सेंट्रल कंप्यूटर होगा which will be connected to wireless sensors, and जो एक दूसरे के साथ कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं using the internet or just by using radio waves. So this is the concept of smart cities. So let's move on to cloud computing now. Cloud is something which you cannot touch. You know it is there, but you cannot access it. Similarly, cloud computing is kind of a same thing, जहाँ पर आपको जो services हैं, आपकी जो programs हैं, they are delivered over the internet. You do not have to go to a store to buy something. You can directly get it from the internet. And we are not talking about ordering things from Amazon because they are physical things. These cloud-based systems or cloud computing gives you services which are based on software. For example, your Google Drive, you cannot touch it, but it is used to store data. Similarly, OneDrive, आप OneDrive पे अपना data store कर सकते हो. So these applications are used by users, but there are some things, some services which are needed by bigger businesses. For example, if you're creating a business जिसको बहुत ज़्यादा infrastructure चाहिए, for example, it needs 1000 GB RAM, it needs 6 lakh GB storage, it needs the highest processors. If you go outside and try to buy all this, it will be very costly. But you can get these things from Amazon Web Services और Google Web Services जो आपको ये सब चीज़ें ऑनलाइन प्रोवाइड करते हैं. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग इज नोन एज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज अ सर्विस, जो आपको स्टोरेज एंड बैकअप फैसिलिटीज देते हैं, नेटवर्क कंपोनेंट्स मिल सकते हैं आपको. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज प्लेटफॉर्म एज अ सर्विस. लेट्स थिंक ऑफ यूट्यूब, राइट? यूट्यूब हेल्प्स मी टू अपलोड वीडियोज. I can also edit the videos, I can tag the videos. So it is giving me a platform to do what I do, right? So this is just about YouTube. For example, if you have a bank like SBI, so SBI can give you a platform to make transactions from one lender to another. So these kind of services are known as platform as a service. And software as a service का example होता है, you're paying for a software, that is known as software as a service. Okay, so these things are kind of emerging technologies these days. Two more important things are left. The first one is grid computing. Now, grid computing can be thought of in this way. Let's say Delhi में एक computer है which has 500 GB RAM. Mumbai में एक computer है which has 600 GB RAM. And Kolkata में एक computer है which only has 100 GB RAM. Right? Now what you can do using grid computing is you can connect these computers together and get a total of 1200 GB RAM processing power. So जब आप बहुत सारे devices को एक साथ connect करते हो so that आप उसके resources share कर सको, not only processing power but also hardware, that is known as grid computing. By the use of grid computing, you can also create supercomputers. For example, I just multiply this by 10 raised to 4. If you connect all these devices together, obviously you will have a supercomputer. What is the use of grid computing? They are used by NASA, they are used by CERN because they generate so much of data कि उसको process करना थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है. That's why they need supercomputers. Obviously they can create supercomputers at one place, but that gets costly. So grid computing इन चीज़ों के लिए use होता है. And how is grid computing different than cloud computing? Cloud computing में आप एक cloud से या फिर एक server से, for example Amazon से, आप services ले रहे हो for different devices. But in grid computing, you are taking the processing power from other devices. Alright, so now blockchain. Let me give an example. Let's say we have Ronaldo and we have Messi. Now Messi asks Ronaldo to give him about $10 million, right? So in a simple world, he would do a bank transaction, check लिखेगा, maybe UPI कर देगा, right? But in a blockchain technology, when Messi asks Ronaldo for $10 million, a request is created. Now ये जो request है $10 million की, that is sent to everyone on the network. So you can say that Rooney receives it. You can say that Beckham receives it. You can say that SRK receives it. You can say Tom Cruise receives it. So there are thousands of people on the network which can see this request. Now, if everyone says yes to this request, yes, Ronaldo is real, Messi is real, it is not someone else to be pretending. Ronaldo has $10 million to give to Messi. So everyone says yes, and only then the money is transferred to Messi's account. Right? How does it happen? So your request thi, it is added to a ledger. What is a ledger? Ledger is a book which records all transactions. So आज तक blockchain में जितनी भी transactions हुई होंगी वो इसके अंदर stored होंगी, right? So once everyone says yes that Ronaldo has $10 million to give, they both are real people, everyone says yes, and then this request is accepted and then the transaction is complete. This type of a system, this type of an approach is known as blockchain. So ये जो database है इसका एक्सेस सबके पास होता है. इट इज़ नॉट कि सिर्फ बैंक के पास आपका एक्सेस रहेगा या किसी एक गवर्नमेंट के पास एक्सेस रहेगा. दिस लेजर कैन बी एक्सेस्ड बाय एवरीवन. देयर कैन बी सम प्राइवेट थिंग्स विद इन द लेजर जो एक्सेसिबल नहीं होती हैं, बट एवरीवन कैन सी कि सिस्टम में कितनी ट्रांजैक्शंस हुए हैं, किसने किसको कितने पैसे दिए हैं. सो देयर इज ओनली अ सिंगल लेजर एंड दिस इज वेरी सिक्योर. How is it secure? Because without the approval of everyone on the network, you cannot make a transaction. You cannot cheat people out of their money. You cannot do fake transactions. People cannot steal anything because they need the approval of everyone on the network. So that's why blockchain is very secure. So not only financial transactions, you can use it in various ways. For example, voting, right? So there are other things also. Blockchain में cryptocurrency आपने बहुत सुना होगा इसके बारे में. So this is how cryptocurrency works. So these are the topics which we cover today: artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing. These three are kind of similar. So you can say that AI is the bigger thing and machine learning इसके अंदर की चीज़ है, and NLP is a part of subset. Virtual reality क्या होता है, augmented reality क्या होता है, we check that out. Robots, everyone knows what they are. Big data में आपको characteristics याद रखने पड़ेंगे इनके. Internet of things, just remember the internet plus things. Things are connected to each other. And how do they interact? They have sensors within them. हम लोगों ने example लिया था Snapchat का. What is cloud computing? So instead of buying out stuff, buying 100 GB RAMs, you can get the services from the internet. Right, so with this, we have finished the chapter of emerging trends. I hope you were able to understand most of the things, but if not, you can comment your doubts in the comment section. You can find the link to Telegram group in the description of this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Till then, stay awesome. Bye-bye.